Welcome to Tush Twins, heard on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming portal to an exciting world of podcasting or Zoom casting. I don't know technically. We always have this where the podcasting only means
Audio.
audio or an audio and video. What's that called? Zoom casting.
Audio and video is just
Audio and video.
It's a video. Yeah, I mean,
We're
video
a TV show.
Video has more. It's a video.
It's a video.
It's on the screen. A podcast is just audio. You just hear it.
I don't know.
Yes.
I thought
I know.
No. Okay. Boy, that I always
all right. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, open the show, Max.
So here we go. We have our Tush one back. So move over Lucy and Ethel and Laverne and Shirley and Thelma. Thelma and Louise, Betty and Wilma, Yabba Dabba Doo, Tina and Amy and all the cool women out there who are close friends and could do a show. And we're doing one. It's called the Tush Twins.
We almost didn't do it.
It's the well, we did it. You got through to the Ute.
Yeah. Well,
the Ute.
Tell my apropos story for our topic.
Yeah. So anyhow, this is tales of the friendship of Maxine Faith and Paula Rose, aka Rusty, the redhead. We bring you through our 60 plus years of friendship with some levity, some drama, joy, yay, and unabashed plutonic love, baby, love. So from Brighton to love. From Brighton to Coney, New York City to the Boibs, and out to the whole wide world.
It's a wild world, especially
it is
yesterday.
A freaking wild world, I'll tell you. But we've been through it all, and so we're bringing you on our journey. And so today we're gonna touch on something we were talking about because Tush was out last week because she had some knee surgery. How you feeling?
That was an excuse so she wouldn't have to do the marathon because New York Marathon was last Sunday.
I usually do it every year.
Heartbroken.
You do it every year.
I'm so sad I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I could run to the mailbox and back.
Okay, Max, give you a story about the aged.
So the aged. Anyway,
but your knees fetching.
Yeah, your knee's feeling better though, correct?
Yes, I'm feeling great.
She had the arthroscopic. It was
laparoscopic.
Scopic, tomato. She had that done, and it was, you're in the morning, you're out in the afternoon, and then you're running the marathon. No, not quite.
Next year. I won't either.
Never.
Next year.
There is a marathon in this group, and it's not you or I. It's Malcolm. He's been in marathons.
I've been in 3.
He ran 3
I've been in food marathons. I've been in other type of marathons, but not running.
Been TV marathons, Gunsmoke marathons.
Why you Gunsmoke? Because I was waiting for you. I was watching it. Now I have to go back to it when this is over.
Give me a break. So, there was a song way back called Young at Heart. It was written by Carolyn Lee and Johnny Richards, and it was sung by Doris Day and Frank Sinatra. And here's some of the lyrics because it's kind of apropos. So it says, fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. Right.
It's hard. Both of you want to do it.
Fine to be. Well, you can. It's hard on. You can't.
Don't worry about it. Just do it.
Anyway, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. Anyway, you don't know what it's worth. Every treasure on earth to be young at heart. For as rich as you are, it's much better by far if you're young at heart.
You're young at heart.
But the last stanza, the last little part of it is, and if you should survive to the 105, look at all you derive out of being alive. And here's the best part. You have a head start If you are among the very young
Mm,
at heart.
I'm
Yep.
young at heart.
Okay, so I'm just gonna quote my friend Mel Brooks, cause
Oh, I love
I was
him.
trying to get some quotes from some of the elders. I mean, elders even older than us, older than Mel. You know, he's in his 90s now, and he, of course, directed Blazing Saddles and Spaceball. I mean, like, you know, his
And the
amazing
History of the World
History
Part
of the
2
World
coming
part.
up.
Yeah, after the History of the World, that's a long in between, I can tell you. But his advice on age is to keep an open mind. And he said, be interested in everything. You don't have to adore it. I don't adore hip hop, but I'm still interested in what they have to say. I listen. And that's a key thing, because you have to stay interested in things. You have to learn things. If you can't stop learning things.
Could I stop learning things from idiots though?
Well, don't listen to idiots, and then you'll be fine.
They're
You
supposed
know,
to be learning from everything.
well,
Okay,
you know,
I have a question for you. I don't know if it's a conundrum or if you would call that a conundrum. But I do the Zoom casting, right? And I do it with you
Mhm.
guys, and
yep.
I've been doing it for 2 years, and for some reason, I could not get on the Zoom.
Hmm.
That's
Was
why there was just you guys,
we
we
had a
had
tape delay, yeah.
10, 15
Yeah,
minute delay
yeah.
because I couldn't get on the Zoom. So what do? I call up my technician,
Who
Your
is your
son?
boy?
who is my younger son.
Right.
Basically, it seems like now this is when I speak to him all the time. Him or Joshua's the younger one, or Jonathan's the older one. The 2 year difference. That's just when I speak to them the most. Something happens with the computer.
Right.
Either the computer or the
It brings families together.
yeah, either the computer or the cell phone.
Something.
And
Well,
somehow it's always simplistic for them how to do it.
well, because they were basically born with a phone in their hand.
And
You know.
I feel like I'm coming with my hat in my hand, and I feel, talking about age, and I feel so dumb. I do it, and they'll show me how to do it one time or two times, and
And
then I
you
can do
know.
it. But
Right.
something goes wrong, and I am helpless.
Right.
I try all the different things I do and doing the clicking, and most of the time I do greater harm than fixing what I have.
Well,
I just push buttons.
you know, just keep pushing.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
again,
I do.
I
And
had
I
an
erase the
issue
whole
last
memory.
week. I had an issue last week and I couldn't get on Zoom. It wasn't letting me on Zoom, and it said I have to go on the app, and there was some new stuff that I had to download,
Download. Mhm.
and I did, and then it worked. But it gave me a problem, and I was like, oh crap, I have to go on in like 10 minutes. This
Yeah.
thing better load fast. It's like, what is happening? So
Well,
far,
yeah. And
I'm
this is
not
my profession now. I'm not earning any money from it, but it's my profession.
there you go. Well,
The Zooming. Yeah.
you
And
gotta
anybody go over to malcolmpresents.com and you see all the Zooms for the last 2 years.
right.
And you're doing such a wonderful job.
You're a shameless huckster.
I definitely, if I'm not going to market it. Oh, by the way, when are you getting rid of your lantern, your pumpkin?
I don't know.
That's what I
I'm thinking
said.
I might just keep it.
Okay.
It's something that's bringing up, like, why is it still here? So maybe I'm just not gonna let it go.
Is that a fresh pumpkin, or that's
No, it's
Ceramic.
It's actually it's
Oh.
electric. If I
no,
plugged it in,
don't
it
hurt
would.
yourself.
If I plugged it in, it would look really cooler.
But that could be
Oh,
a perfect example of aging, because I don't know. You get a fresh pumpkin, and
Mhm.
you cut it out.
I did that.
In
I did.
about 3-4 days, all of a sudden the face starts sinking, like
So
like
it's like
it
this
ages.
in the beginning, then it goes like this.
Well,
Yeah.
mine actually usually lasts a little longer, but somehow the animals got it the next day. So it was kind of all over the place, and I had to throw it
Then
over
it
the,
becomes like a portrait of Dorian Gray.
you know, yeah. No, it was right. It was the, but I had to clean it up. It was kind of slimy.
But
Those things,
but anyway,
those are slimy, I tell you. Just slimy.
getting back to the initial thing of aging, one of the things are computers, and I've tried learning. I mean, I do basically. I know how to do it. I can push buttons, right? But
Right,
and someone shows me what to do. Basically, I can do it. But
right.
when something goes wrong,
Yeah, it's a whole other thing.
it's a whole other thing. And my son goes, and especially when he comes here, he says, "Oh, there, if you want to do that, you go," and he presses a button. I can't even follow his fingers.
Wow. I know they go so
Because
quick,
we
so
weren't
fast.
born with computers. There were no computers when we were growing up.
Oh,
No.
There was definitely none with you. There weren't
What do you
even
mean, definitely none with me?
calculators, except the ones you had to go.
I actually there was a giant computer in college, and I had to input data through this, and it was the most antiquated thing. It has these giant, it was huge, and it had these large buttons, and it had different information on it, and they wanted to start collecting things by computer, and I would input stuff in, just literally hitting things, and I didn't have a clue what the hell it was, and it was so antiquated. It was just,
But it was brand new and something different, Maxine.
yeah.
Back
it was-
then, I used to
yeah.
work with an Olivetti computer.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Olivetti had a computer.
Yes.
Oh my
but I
God.
remember the old movies. I haven't worked with the computer, and I hadn't seen the old ones. But the thing was like, on the side of a wall, they had
Mhm.
the computer, and then when you
Right.
click buttons, you had all these little cards come out.
Right. You had cards come out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. They had
And-
cards, and they
and-
had little, things in them. They were
Little
all
punch
holes
thing.
clipped
Yeah.
in.
What's
Yeah, and
there's a movie with that with Catherine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy,
right. Well,
and
I don't know.
she works at, I think she works at a newspaper, and she's the
Oh, I remember that movie.
and she's the
Yes.
information, and then Spencer Tracy, the technician, he's trying to replace the information people with a computer, so
Right.
anybody can go in, and that computer was so damn big.
Hmm.
Back then, yeah.
And the other old movie was the one which is a cute movie with Doris Day and Cary
Doris
Grant,
Day. Mm.
where
Cary
she
Grant?
works in the Horn and Heart Out.
Oh
What's
my
that?
God.
I remember the Horn and Heart.
Oh,
We used to
what's it?
call it Horn and Heart On. No.
Yeah.
So-
Oh,
No, we didn't.
no, she did. You didn't. You were a good girl.
That was
I was a very good
in
girl.
high school, college. It was funny
but
back
anyway,
then.
I never cursed when I was younger. I was such a good girl.
Curse like
Oh
a-
yeah,
How
I have
come
a
you
bridge.
curse like a-
I have 3 bridges to sell you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
the
you
first
curse
one
like a
is
chick.
Brooklyn. So, but
Yo,
yeah,
Brooklyn.
Anyway, the
Yeah.
signs, going back to our original thing, which we always get off the topic. By the time we
Age.
get back to the topic, the show's going to end.
age.
It's
What does it
aging.
mean?
I think
What-
I'm
what does it
20 years
mean?
old.
You know,
Well,
I think
I'm 20.
I think I'm 25.
Except when I get up in the morning.
Well,
Yeah, I don't have that problem in the mornings.
Oh, I do, because you have arthritis, you said, in the knee and things.
In my knee, but
Right.
hopefully it's gone.
I have arthritis every place. You name a joint, and I
Oh, I
have
have it just in my
arthritis
neck. That's
Oh.
what I'm doing, kvetching.
I
This is
have
the
it in my
show.
shoulder, I have it in my back, I have it in my elbow. In fact,
But you
everything.
know what? The problem is we do things. The reason why my knee had surgery, because I think I'm 25 years old and I try to keep up with everyone in my Zumba class or my step class. And I'm doing Bollywood Zumba.
oh no,
And all of a
it
sudden,
must be hysterical.
it is hysterical. You have to see us do. It's
Oh.
hysterical. But I can't do it for a long time now. At least for another 3 months, he said. No Zumba for 3 months. So all of a sudden I'm dancing and I hear a noise and I feel a click. I go, whatever. And I start dancing again and I go, I can't do this. And like an old aldercock, an old fart, I walk out going, oi, it hurts, oi. It
there's
hurts.
me.
All of a sudden, I'm no longer 20.
And you're not
Right.
even Jewish.
Oi.
Oy vey. What
Oy
do
vey,
we
I'm
all
walking
do?
out. But that's
What
the
do-
problem. And Mel Brooks is right. If you think you're relevant and you think young, you're going to be young.
Right. It's, it's a question of, what you're feeling and how you're feeling it, and what you're doing during the day. I mean, keeping busy. I mean, it's Mel Brooks said, keep watching and listening. And then, there's articles I was looking at. This is never stop learning, keep laughing, set goals, step out of your comfort zone. And I added mine, sing and play music.
Yeah.
Laughter is key.
Mine's telling jokes.
Learning something every day is,
Mhm.
I mean, it's really important. It's just, that's what you need to do. So I was looking, I said at things at some of the, celebs, and I was looking at Monty Python people, Michael
Yeah.
Palin. He did an interview, and he said that, had this to say on the subject of longevity. He said, a long, interesting life is the ideal, but at the same time, there's a lot to be said for life being uneventful. Haha. There's an older bit of life now when you're 70 or 80, say you're 79 and you want to look young. You should look the way you are. You should feel the way you feel. If you're feeling right, you probably will project youthfulness. But to say there's a kind of a identikit to make someone look young when they're not, is kind of, we're fooling ourselves, because he's up there in age. But he's basically
Mhm.
saying you gotta, you're feeling right, and you're doing things to project youthfulness, because your mind is key. We don't use most of our brain, and boy, does that show in a lot of places.
Yeah,
But
I don't
yeah.
want to go there.
election. We won't talk about that, but
Oh
No.
yeah. Well, that's a whole other ball game. Yeah,
but
I
anyway,
won't go into.
you know how you can tell age, and I have I have a theory on that. Sometimes you meet older people. When I meet older people, they're old. Let me tell you. But there's a twinkle in their eye.
Mm-hmm.
Take a
No.
look at certain
That my
older,
mom had that.
yeah,
Yeah,
people in
your
their
mom
80s
always
or the
had
My
that.
90s.
mom was 101, lived to
Yeah,
101.
but you speak to them, and there's a twinkle in their eye. There's a sort of
Mhm.
life in it there. And yet you
Right.
can speak to someone that might be 20 or 30, and you speak to
There's
them
no light.
and they're dead.
Right. There's no light. Absolutely. I
And
mean,
it's one of
you.
my things that's sort of like which you should appreciate. When you see a sunset,
Yes.
Right.
walk out and smell the grass. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like for the first time.
Right.
It's all of a sudden you have that appreciation. It's like, oh, really? No matter how
Mm-hmm.
many times you do it. Like with
Right.
me, it's also walking on the beach. And well, you guys are from the, around Coney also. But
Mm-hmm.
hear the waves go by, smell the ocean.
That's smelling the ocean is one
The
of my
ocean
favorite things.
air is something that never will leave my brain for
And
my.
it takes
No.
me back. I mean, I'm walking on the boardwalk in Coney Island. Are you kidding me? All the time, I smell the fresh air. May not even
Mhm.
be fresh, but the
Did
this.
anyone see the red moon, the lunar eclipse?
I
That
didn't
to
get
me
up
was amazing.
I didn't
That was
get up to
something
watch
new.
it. I
I
didn't.
got up at 4 o'clock
Yeah,
and I
I
started
didn't do that.
watching it.
Well, they
Didn't
say
get
in
up.
Los Angeles, we had rain, wonder of wonder, a miracle of miracles.
You
We
had
had
rain.
2 days,
Yeah, I wish we get some more.
and
Oh, I
today
think
we
we're gonna
were
get a lot more this weekend. We're getting part of hurricane, whatever it is. There's
Yeah, it's
a
hitting our
I,
good friend Barbara.
Hurricane
this
Nicole.
I took a picture of the moon that before the eclipse. It was actually in the late afternoon, and that wasn't the sun. That was the moon.
The
It
That
was
was
moon
just
the moon.
happens
so.
in the morning
It
and
was
the
like,
noon
and then I
at
took a
night.
picture of it
I get the sun in the morning and
later.
father at
You
night.
see?
Happy sun.
See it?
in the noon.
Yeah,
You
Yep,
can
it's
see it.
beautiful.
So
we
that
were
was when the eclipse. It's very reddish around it. It's hard to see, but the blood that was, and
And
then
here, this is what I took. You see it?
uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's before the eclipse. And I want to show you what it looked like with starting to lose. Here's one just before. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It looks like a regular
Okay.
moon to me, right?
That's the moon. Wait, and then you'll see it again. You can see
Yeah.
pieces of it starting to disappear.
Right.
every 10 minutes I was taking pictures. It was amazing.
Like magic.
It was like,
You see this picture? That's the
wow.
Empire State Building. This is an actual picture. And that's
Mhm.
how the moon looked. I mean, the professional photographer who took this
Oh
knew
yeah, I
what
was
the
gonna
hell
say
they-
you didn't take
knew what
that.
the hell they were doing. But it wow, it just struck me that I had to take a screenshot.
But that's, I mean, that's been happening for, how many, for however long.
Forever.
See that?
There's always something. I always get things on my phone about the different celestial things
Yeah,
going on, and I'm always looking up. I'm always taking pictures. As I said, the foliage this year was amazing. It
Because
hasn't
we
been
finally got some rain
That's the thing to keep you young.
right.
and we look forward to it.
It's
Like I
going.
look forward to turning the clocks back
I
and
look
watching it get darker every
I,
day.
I hate that.
No, I love it. And then when it's December 21st, it starts going up again and you start seeing the light a little bit every day. And I love watching gradual get lighter and lighter. And I love when it gets gradually
I
darker and darker.
do not like it.
I
do.
do.
I do not like the fact that
Like
I'm gonna
it,
have
Sam, I am.
to walk my dog at 3:45 or something. No.
It doesn't bother me.
I'm not in with it. It's not.
I've
something-
always, Maxine, have I always liked that?
Yes, you're the. When I mention people who like it, you're the only one I know who likes. I'm like, everyone I know complains about it. And then I go,
I
well,
know, but
my,
it's
my best
nature.
bud, she loves it. And I'm like, I do not like when it gets dark early. I do not like it.
See,
No,
I love
sir.
it.
No, Sam,
And I love
no.
waking up in the morning and it's light out.
It's no.
What show did I talk about? The saying that I enjoy waking up when it's dark and then seeing the light as I think it was Many Shades.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, you might have said something. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone, if you have kids in school, you don't like them getting up in the dark. You just don't. But then you also want activities later and you don't want to trip them around in the dark
Excuse me.
either. So it's the season, every year we complain about it. It's getting so
I don't.
dark.
I don't.
It's because you're weird.
You're weird.
Face it.
No, I just love I love seeing it get darker, then I love seeing it get lighter. It's
I don't mind it's getting darker, but it should get dark about 7 o'clock.
Right.
No, I
It's too-
enjoy it
Getting
getting
dark
dark out.
at 4:00 is
4 o'clock,
not.
4:30 ain't for me.
Sorry.
Especially
It's
when you go.
4:11, the sun is out, bright sunny day. Sun is out.
Let's see.
You talk.
At 4:41, it will be going down.
You
So
talk.
that's
Fine,
it.
but you still,
In
Yeah,
a half an hour.
It's not bad now. Talk to me next month.
Yeah.
it
Well,
doesn't bother me.
that's
Because then it starts
well,
getting lighter.
this is time of year. You got 2 months of dark, and that's it. You got to get through it, and that's the end of it. And then it starts
But
getting
things,
a little
okay,
lighter.
but that's what makes me happy. I love watching the change. I love change. That means we're going around in a tilt and I'm on that tilt. But maybe that's the problem with me.
Then it
Wait
really
a minute.
almost-
Hold on. The world, don't you know, is flat?
not a-
Oh, well, yeah, I know. A few people out west say that.
Yeah. The earth is flat. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving.
And I have horns.
Right.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you were Jewish.
You know,
Yes, I am.
There was a friend's uncle was stationed in the South. I think it was the Korea War, the end of World War II. But anyway, and he stayed with they put him up with a Southern couple.
Oh,
And after a while, he was there a month or two, and the wife said, "Excuse me, Joe, don't mean to be personal, but where are the scars from your horns?"
oh no.
And she said,
no.
and they said, "What?" He said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I heard when Jews are born, they had horns, and then there's some sort of thing called circumcision, and they cut off the horns." That's
So the circumcision is cutting the horns.
the horns. That's how you got the term horny.
Oh, really? Now we know where it just came from. You're a bunch of strange people, I can tell you. Very weird. Very
I just
weird.
push mine down at night.
You know, it's like my favorite Martian when these things would come up, right? And then when they would come down, you know,
What
and
was
if you
it,
got
Ray-
upset and
Ray
you know,
Walston?
something, yeah, I
Yep.
loved.
I love that show.
I like Ray Walston was.
I love
Very
I love
funny
him in
man.
anything.
Anything he would be in anything.
Yes.
He was in Fast Times at Ridgemont
Best time
High.
at Richmond High.
Right, and he'd go to a Sean Penn. What do you want, dope or something? What are all you kids on dope or something? And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
we're all on
Well,
dope.
my mind is going, but there was when my kids were playing Little League, and all of a sudden I hear one of the parents talking, and
Right.
I've never met him before, but I know who he is. He was a guy with the kid in the school with the gravelly voice who got one of the girls pregnant. He was always selling something. I'm forgetting his name. I haven't seen him in years.
Oh, in that movie?
In that
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
their
yeah,
son.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh God. Oh yes.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
And he has the
yes.
same voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's funny.
God.
That's wacky. But
And
it's
then
just
so,
it's like
so-
Froggy. Froggy.
When did you know you were getting older?
I'm
Me?
getting older.
No, no, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you know, to know that the younger generation thought you were older. With me, it's sort of like when you walk in the street and the kids say, Mister.
They call me ma'am.
Ma'am.
That's
When
what
when
my
you
wife-
hear when
my
you
wife
hear
has.
ma'am,
Don't call me
ma'am
ma'am.
is not something you like to hear. So when someone calls me miss, I always say thank you. It's like, you called me miss. I what? Yeah, you really did a good deed for today. Thank you.
Yeah, or for a guy, it's sir.
Yes, to sir with love. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, there was the old, where was it? Was it the movie or something? Don't trust anyone over 30.
Yes.
But that's a total crock.
Easy
Right?
rider.
Who was
Easy
that?
riders. Right.
Was
Easy
that Mick
riders.
You're
Jagger
not
or-
42.
Right. You're not 40. Yeah, we try to get in to see Easy Rider. And this one, she's what I got it covered. I got it covered. I said, what? I have ID. And I'm like, it's your
My
mother's
mother's
driver's license. She tried to show her mother's driver's license to the clerk at the movie theater. And then this woman, an older woman, she turns around to Paul and she goes, "You're not 42."
We didn't get to see it at that point.
No, we never got to see it.
But
You know,
the
Nope.
thing is, it's when I think I was 60, and my wife is quite a bit younger than me, and I went to the movies, and they have this like teenager, selling tickets.
right.
So I said, well, give me a senior and a regular. By mistake, she gave me two seniors,
Oh,
and I walk in, and my wife says, "I'm not going to be able to get in." I said, "They don't even look." And
right,
They don't.
I gave them the two seniors.
right.
I think she was like about 35.
Oh,
she got
That's
all the
okay.
seniors.
My nephew, my godson, taught me back before I was a senior to buy senior tickets. And I do. And I did. And I still do. Unfortunately, I have to do it now. But back then, I got away with it. If my nephew, Elon, could do it, he was great. He was
So
so
don't-
smart.
that's
All right.
because probably
He's Ferris Bueller.
his uncle Alan and his dad or somebody must have done it. Not that he would necessarily do it, but he is Ferris Bueller.
He really
I-
is Ferris Bueller.
Ferris,
the other thing-
Bueller,
Ferris,
Bueller,
Bueller,
Bueller, Bueller.
The other thing that you're getting older
Yeah,
is when you go to a restaurant, they automatically give you the senior discount.
yeah. Well,
I don't know if you guys have experienced that. I have.
no.
No, I haven't had senior discounts up here.
But I
We have
did-
senior discounts at the supermarket on Wednesdays.
We don't have a shop right
So
here.
I never was able to do it, but now they automatically put it on the bill, so I don't even have to look. They know me there, so it's like, yeah,
Some of the
we
fast
know, we
food
know.
Restaurants, they give you like 10% off.
Do they?
Like Pollo Loco has that.
We don't have any of those.
We don't
Yeah,
have
Pollo
Polio
Loco.
Loco.
We don't have it here.
Oh, they make the
Uh,
greatest fried chicken or broiled chicken,
I
really?
and they're
love fried
inexpensive.
chicken.
I never, I haven't, I have to have it when I go out there. I've never been to Pink's. Have you?
Pink's,
Yes, I
yeah.
have.
I was
Yes.
never there one time. Like
Well,
I've been going to California since I'm 8 years old. I have never, that's 60 years, by the
Mitch took
way.
me to Pink's.
Yeah, no one ever took me to Pink's.
Mitch and I used to go to Pink's. This was one right near his house.
Well,
My
the main one, there's a main one. I
there's
think there's
only
only
one.
one.
It's
There's only
on,
one.
Well, wherever it was, we went to
Brea or
Pink's. I've been there
Melrose.
a couple of times.
My big story in Pink's when I used to work in the radio station, they had a trade for a limo. And we used to get tickets to the plays. You know, we had a trade with all the because it was classical music, so we had all the tickets to all the plays that came to LA.
Nice.
We used to do that to take out our buyers. You know,
Right.
we'd take them, and most of the time the buyers we couldn't really take them out to dinner because you know it was too early. You know, the play started at 8 and they were working until 6, 7 o'clock, so you had to rush dinner.
Right.
So there were occasions where I'd get our limo
Mm-hmm.
and drive up with the buyer, pick up the buyer, and then drive up to have them drive up to Pink's
Right. Wow.
and get the hot dogs and eat in the limo
That's like White Castle here.
with a bottle of wine.
So you'd go, right, you'd go. That's really funny.
I mean, to me that was cool because everybody that's on the line waiting in Pink's, you know, look, who's coming with a limo? Because a lot of Hollywood people would do that.
Right.
Ooh.
But anyway, that's my final story because our time is up,
Is it?
Blah, blah, blah. That's all, folks.
and I don't know what the hell we talked about.
I don't know either. It was
I'm
complete
young.
It was a mishmash of mishmash.
I did the monster
Do you
mash.
think that we could ever keep on a topic
Probably not.
and
No.
people would be bored stiff?
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
kept on one time. Well, you know, we did want to talk about age, and we did. So I'll check that off as a thing we actually did. So,
But unfortunately, with me, it's like, oh, hello, squirrel.
yeah, right.
That's me.
Anyway, guys, it's
That's
been
my
fun.
dog. That's my doggy. That's my doggy.
Let's talk about Thanksgiving next week.
Okay.
Coming up. Or Christmas.
Peace out, man.
Peace out. Yay. Live long and
Yay.
live long. Live
No,
Live
no,
long
no.
and prosper.
live long and prosper. Woo.
We, not me, not we. I don't know.
I don't even know what that means. We better find out. All
That's
right.
what
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Shalom,
Sayonara.
shalom.
Sayonara. Konnichiwa.